Hello guys, today I will be teaching you how to paint the cityscape reflection in the water. So we only will need watercolors, of course watercolor paper, pencil. If you want to, you can also use the marker for the outlines of the buildings and the ruler. So let us start. First I will create the line that will represent a horizon line for us, and I will try to get it as horizontal as possible. 1, 2, correct. Now it's time to work on the buildings. So our buildings, they have to be of the rectangular or square shape. I will help myself with the ruler. So see, I get one shape. I definitely will need another one, maybe a little bit shorter. Right. So the buildings will be quite dark, except that there where we will have a light coming from the windows, then definitely we need to pour a color in it, a very light, like for example yellow would be a perfectly suitable color for it. Okay, so I'm creating now the rows for the windows, maybe 3 sets. Since I'm using watercolor paper, it's a little bit hard to draw on it using the pencil, but we will continue and we will be okay at the end. So let's place the line. Very good. Then as you can see, 1, 2, and I want to continue the horizontal line. Now, since we will have the blue sky, so let's start with the blue. And I always can make the color darker. It will be more difficult to make it lighter. So therefore, start with a tone of blue that's not too dark. So you can see that the sky is already maybe a little bit on the side completed, except that it's a little bit boring. And what I intend to do, I intend to apply a little bit of the purple to it, especially on the top. Okay, now it's time to move to the water. And the water, I definitely want to have a color such as purple. I'll also include some of the green in the color and blue. So I really want to make this water dark, dark, dark. Okay, I let the section dry, and in the meantime I will work on the buildings. I will move to the smaller brush and work with first yellow color, there where I want to have lights. That's the color of the buildings, and I think we can go for the black, since we want to have really dark reflections. We leave some of the windows dark, some of the windows are in light. Now I will still use the yellow and go to some of those buildings here, adding the color. Very good. Now it's time, more or less dry, it's time to create the reflection on the water. So as a right-handed person, I will start from my right side. And this is quite long, so I have to decide how far the building will go, and I think up to here. And notice what I do. I create the lines, not just a dark rectangular shape, absolutely not. I create the lines that give me the feel of this shape. But since the water is moving, I need to show it, demonstrate it as well in terms of those moving lines. Okay, this is short, it's up to here. I have to decide, and then my lines. And I also can create the roof. On this side. Yes. So we have variety of the colors here. And now for the other parts, like here, we want to have some purple. So that's how our beautiful city will look like. See, I still will darken the line that divides the buildings from the water and their reflections. That's very good. What about trying some red in it? I think that would be a good addition as well, to make the reflection looking more interesting. And you know what? And some yellow would be also a good thing here and there in the water. Even like this. Just a tiny bit. See, the water can be even darker, so I'm going with purple. I'm trying to darken it and adding also some green. So that is our sky, and the last thing that we want to do is to try to apply some stars on the top. I'll just add a couple of dots here and there. I think that is good. So let us remove the masking tape and see how the painting looks like. You have to be just careful. It's still, in my opinion, still too wet to remove it, but I'm really curious how the painting will look like with the frame that we just created. Okay, so that's how it looks like. So now it's time for you to work on your own painting. Have a good time and see you next time. Bye.